Hello, people. Hello, and good evening, everyone. I sadly didn't stream last night because, yeah, I don't have a good reason. I was just fucking exhausted. But anyway, we're back. It's 6 o'clock in the evening. We're starting the stream at on time, not before, not after. We're starting it on time. And we have a couple of hours of
They will see. Oh, yes,
Rogue
they
Trader in front of
will
us.
see.
Last time we did a cleanup. I can't help but looking at her, and it's just like, oh yeah, a lot of health, a lot of health. We are talking to the Inquisitor, Salzar.
What lies beyond?
Lowering apparently close to outsiders. I am accepted. Inquisition troopers. Okay, yeah. That's one piece of hair.
The Lord Inquisitor is engrossed in studying star system charts and reports, which are amassed on the desk like the ridges of a formidable mountain range. There are shadows beneath his eyes, which are ruthlessly dissecting the latest report, and his skin seems stretched taut over the bones of his skull. Without turning his head to you, Calcazar says wearily,
"Greetings, your ladyship. Your timing is impeccable."
An aged servant with the bearing of a veteran approaches the two of you. In a precise movement, he replaces the untouched cup of cold recaf in front of the Lord Inquisitor with a new one, slightly steaming.
Look at look at Zazar's solitary cup. Hospitality is not the Inquisition's forte, I see.
May the Emperor's mercy ensure that you never have cause to experience the hospitality of the Inquisition. Frosher, see to our guest.
Calcazar's voice seems to endow the servant with a phenomenal ability to move instantly through space. A cup of recaf appears in front of you before the sound of the Lord Inquisitor's voice dies away.
That's fucking
Calcazar notices Argenta and inclines his head with a dignified air.
Sister.
The Battle Sister's eyes gleam as the Lord Inquisitor addresses her.
May your path be blessed. It is gratifying to see that the trials endured by the Expanse have failed to extinguish the flame of your fortitude.
Idira shrinks under Calcazar's gaze and seems to try to sidle behind you, but the Lord Inquisitor does not even deign to address the Psyker with a remark. Jay touches the aquila on her chest and drops her head in an unnecessarily deep bow.
O Lord Inquisitor, smiting spear of the Imperium, with the gold of faith cutting through the nebulae of the Coronis EXP.
Calcazar raises a hand in warning.
If I were you, Mistress Hatery, I would endeavor not to draw the Inquisition's attention to my person. A Mercatum Tabula official can do many things. Reattaching a head to a body is not one of them.
Sip recap.
Despite the lightning speed at which Frosker served your drink, he managed not to spill a drop. The taste of the recaf strikes you as a perfect match for the palace's new master, brutally strong and burning with a sharp hit of precious aromatic spices.
I escaped from Komora, where I was held captive by Xenos.
The Inquisitor raises an eyebrow, impressed.
You escaped from the Dark City? A feat that few have accomplished. Truly, I congratulate you on an exceptional performance, and I won't even mar your triumph by telling you that the Inquisition will, of course, be watching you very closely henceforth. I sincerely hope that your grand escape was not part of the Xenos' devious machinations.
One of your acolytes Emelina accused you of cooperating with Xenos.
I would remind you that the particularities of the Inquisition's work lie far beyond a rogue trader's purview, but, given the circumstances, yes, Acolyte Lichtenhart's words are true. It has been several years since I established contact with the Drukery. They informed me of upcoming raids, and I thwarted them. I kept the Expanse safe while the Xenos were absorbed in their internal squabbles, which are of little interest to me. Strictly speaking, one might regard my actions in this situation as unorthodox at the very least.
Yeah.
In reality, however, they are undoubtedly beneficial. Acolyte Lichtenhart has demonstrated her inability to surmount the bounds of convention, and had she been in my position, the Expanse would have likely already fallen under the blows of the present crisis. Fortunately for you, she is not, and the Drukery, drained by their power struggles and bereft of their best raiders, can do nothing more than run from my fleets. Your Ladyship, I hope it goes without saying that I would appreciate you not spreading dangerous and misleading rumors going forward, and keeping the content of this conversation private. Given the current state of affairs, I would have to treat such actions as subversive, so I thank you in advance for your considerate silence.
What is the current situation in the Expanse?
The cult of the Final Dawn and Drukery raiders are vying with each other to see who can cause us the greatest turmoil. I have mobilized all the forces I can to repel the attacks, which is why we are still alive. Combined militia brigades are hunting for Xenos and guarding convoys, and expeditionary platoons under my command are crushing heretic rebellions. The situation is unstable, but I will not pretend that I was prepared for this crisis. However, we have not lost our footing yet.
What has prompted the Drukhari to act so brazenly?
Prisoner interrogations indicate that a relatively major political upheaval has taken place in Kamarak. The Cabal of the Reaving Tempest has lost its grip on authority and become a target for enemies and rivals.
Okay,
Many
yeah.
vassals and members of the Cabal decided that fleeing to real space was preferable to waiting in Kamarak to be killed.
Why has the cult of the Final Dawn become more active?
The warp is raging. This baleful sign always portends change, and crises beget desperation, the most fertile ground for heresy. I believe the archenemy's servants think their time has come. Or perhaps this day was marked in their profane scripture as the date of the end of existence. I will not trouble myself with further attempts to make sense of their blasphemous doctrine. They are bent on destroying us all, and so they must be destroyed.
You have mobilized all forces, but not the Von Valencius. House of Von Valencius.
Are you not standing before me now? While your status remained unclear, I preferred not to requisition the resources of the Von Valencius Protectorate. Your people dealt with Urlan the Cruel's agents and with Xenos raids, and that was enough for me. But now is the time to add your might and talents to the scales.
But you must have an igneous... What?
4. But you must have an ingenious plan to save the Expanse.
The glance tossed at you is like a shot from an auto pistol at point-blank range.
If such a plan were to exist, information about it would be of the utmost secrecy. I suggest you focus on the current strategy of putting out each fire as you encounter it.
What makes you think you're capable of commanding the whole sector? No, we are going to understand.
I see no need to get bogged down in the details. To apprise you of all the information I currently possess would require more time than we have.
What's the dispute between you and Caligos Winterscale about?
His lordship deemed it more important to show off his stubbornness than to safeguard the interests of the Expanse. Stupidity of the most burdensome kind. But my sources inform me that he nevertheless has joined my efforts against the Xenos, and so I have decided to stay any sanctions, for a time.
Why do you think he acted that way?
His lordship has long displayed a susceptibility to corrupting ideas. His loss of interest in managing his protectorate and his appetite for violence drew my notice some time ago.
After a moment's hesitation, Calcazar adds.
The only question that remains unanswered is how many agents of the archenemy have infiltrated his entourage.
I see.
Rest assured that his lordship will face the consequences of his actions.
You're aware of the changes Insidia has brought to Footfall?
Naturally. Her ladyship has done me an invaluable service by taking on the task of instilling order on the station. Though her style of leadership seems unnecessarily brutal to me, on the whole her actions have not exceeded the bounds I set.
I put an end to her dictatorship.
The Lord Inquisitor does not appear aggrieved at the news.
As I understand, this was a private confrontation between two rogue traders, yes? As such, I hope your house will reach a reconciliation with her ladyship's heir. You have not hindered my plans. Lady Incendia purged footfall sufficiently that I was not distracted by the need to pacify it.
What help do you want from me?
Frosher, if you please.
The Inquisitor nods imperiously at the servant, who draws some kind of remote control from his pocket. All sounds whose sources are more than 3 meters away fade to nothing.
You have misconstrued me. It is I who intend to help you, your ladyship. I am displeased with you. You inherited a certain reputation from Theodora, and you have thoroughly tarnished that reputation. Under these difficult circumstances, a person in my position might decide that you ought to be killed before your actions become truly deleterious. But instead, I am giving you a chance to redeem yourself. To serve me and therefore the Imperium, to demonstrate your extraordinary talents, and to dispel the doubts surrounding you, at least partly. This is a most generous and rare opportunity. Do not squander it. You will reconquer Euphrates too for me.
The Inquisitor gestures to the servant and the silencing field disperses.
Frosher, another recaf, this one has gone cold.
Pasquale jerks his head up, clearly recognizing the name Calcazar just uttered. Abelard stifles a grunt of displeasure, his mutter pitched for your ears only.
You will reconquer Euphrates too for me. The esteemed Lord Inquisitor has done away with all pretense and politeness now. His orders no longer come with even the veneer of a request.
You're displeased with me. Oh, what? How are we doing this? How are we doing this? I don't know, honestly. That's the problem. Repent sincerely. Point to the servants. Is he a valet or another Inquisition assassin?
Why can't both be true? Frosher has been a member of my retinue for 50 Terran years and the person in my entourage who comes closest to being my confidant.
Something akin to a warm smile touches the Inquisitor's lips.
We have had cause to be involved in many incidents whose reports have since been marked with a seal of silence.
Frosker nods deferentially, and on his aged, child face appears an expression caught between eternal loyalty, motherly affection, and religious devotion.
We're just going to absolutely ignore it. We're just going to absolutely fucking ignore it. Can you tell me about Euphrates too?
A sacred world of the Adeptus Mechanicus, off limits to lay people. I am one of the few who do not worship the Omnissiah to have set foot on its surface. Or rather, I was. Now it is crawling with unbelievers. The despicable word-bearers attacked and captured Euphrates too, and the cult of the Final Dawn brought an entire horde of heretics to the planet. Registering a Sanctity Alpha priority mission. The scourge of corrupted misbelievers reigning over blessed workshops fills the Omnissiah's faithful with anguish. Activating auto-asceticism protocol, I offer a prayer for the liberation of the sacred world.
From beneath Pasquale's crimson robe comes the sound of mechanisms whirring to life, and dark bloodstains streak across the fabric.
I sent my troops to aid the explorator forces laying siege to the world, but a rift occurred among the commanders. They need an authoritative general, and you are perfect for the role. My confidence is not misplaced, I trust.
What matter brought you first to Euphrates 2 out of interest?
An utterly transparent attempt to learn secret intelligence. I offer to make you my general, and you try to pump me for information? Poorly done.
The world bearers went there themselves. They didn't just send in their puppets.
Clearly, the stakes for them are high enough. Uralin the Cruel has stirred his profane self to make a personal appearance on Euphrates too. Kunrad Voigtver, incidentally, is also there. I hear you two have unfinished business. Him I will generously leave to you. When you are finished with him, you may simply dispose of his mortal remains, no need to surrender them to the Inquisition for an inquest. Consider it my gift.
What do they want with Euphrates 2?
The reasons behind their machinations would be pure speculation at this point. Bring me prisoners to interrogate and perhaps we will gain some much-needed insight.
What forces do we have in place, and what's the rift that had occurred between commanders?
Explorator Fleet Divine Cognizance 78-21 recalled its most combat-ready units to retake the world. They were supported by my most powerful strike fleet and a group of deadlier allies. I dispatched a pack of space wolves to hunt down the transgressors. Unfortunately, the leaders have failed to find a common language. The esteemed Thorvald is at odds with the conclave of the Mechanicus's battle congregation, and the Omnissiah's servants find Thorvald's strident nature off-putting. And neither group is fond of militant Sibilak, who commands my forces. Were not fond, to be precise. The esteemed militant perished along with his ship a week ago when his noble allies failed to support his offensive.
How did you manage to enlist the angels of the Emperor?
I must remind you that I am still Lord Inquisitor of the Coronis Expanse, not merely some, what do you always say, Frosher? Some Grok's bothering prick if certain rogue traitors at times allow themselves to speak to me in an overly willful manner, that should not give you cause to doubt my authority.
The situation is clear.
You will be given the details when you arrive in orbit around Euphrates II.
So here is the thing. Are we going to repent? Are we just going to take the chance given to me? Because here's the thing. Do I want to throw in with the word bearers? Because I'm kind of reluctant to do that. Fine, I will take the chance you have given me.
Most wise on your part.
Kalkaza nods at the paper that his servant has deferentially delivered to the table.
This document attests to the extraordinary powers you now have at your disposal. I am counting on your success, Octavia the Fire Axe. This is where we part ways, Octavia the Fire Axe. I have seen enough, and I no longer wish to be an accomplice to your crimes. Although the Lord Inquisitor was generous enough to look past your transgressions, I have no doubt that we will meet again in circumstances you will find less auspicious than these. I warned you, rogue traitor. You reek of corruption from head to toe. Even an honorable death will not wash away the stench. The Inquisitor is free to absolve you of whatever he likes, but for me, being part of your warband is a disgrace.
That hurts
Farewell.
me more than anything else.
Alpha.
You have carried Theodora's unholy legacy, Octavia the Fire Axe, and you have surpassed her 100-fold in unholiness. How regrettable. Farewell, and pray to the Emperor that you will find redemption before I have to grant you his peace. For heretics.
Argenta pauses. The fire in her eyes could incinerate you.
Deserve no quarter.
As if you are without transgression, Agatha.
There is a difference between not without transgression and steeped in heresy, Octavia the Fire Axe. The former can be atoned for by righteous deeds and service. The latter can only be burned away by cleansing fire.
Yeah. But I shall miss your fever. We may have our differences, but I shall miss your fever.
Argenta merely looks away, her eyes grim.
Shame about that. Could have reached an agreement, but I must take my leave.
Kalkaza, who has been observing the unfolding scene in silence, takes a slow sip from his cup.
Well then. I hope a diminished retinue will be no obstacle to doing your duty, Octavia the Fire Axe. Dismissed.
Did she take all the stuff I gave her with her? I think she did. Yeah. That is probably the most annoying part. Honestly. Yeah. That improved bolter and all the gear she has on. Yeah, that is annoying. That is really annoying. Okay.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue threat.
Yeah, that makes me angry more than anything else because she had. Fuck it. I knew that it was going to happen. I'm just angry it happened, and she took a lot of the stuff with her.
Request processing channel opened.
You could make an argument of saving or. No, that is one thing I'm not a big fan of, honestly, like that. No. Why? I knew it was going to happen. It just makes me angry that it did. Now I know, though. Honestly.
Ha! There will be no peace in my wake.
Now I know. Wait, do we actually have... Do we have more... We had a fuck ton more Xeno artifacts.
The lead.
I'm only carrying out the duties imposed upon me by my position as liege. After the House Corda forces retreated in a hurry, it turned out that, surprisingly enough, there were unaccounted for scumbags on the station who wasted no time in seizing the opportunity. I took the smartest and most useful among them under my wing, and told them I didn't want any shenanigans. As for the rest, 100 or so names were added to the grievous toll Lady Corda had left behind.
Okay.
One step at a time.
Okay.
Amidst the madness.
We are moving up. Anyway, it's... The thing I kind of fretted just happened, but at this point... Eh. We're heading to Euphrates too. I think Cabela is going in the party again, I guess. Um... We have an option. Do we want to go a more psyker heavy party? Or do we want to go... Or do we want to pick up Cabela? Magnetic storm... One-way road. What is one-way road? It's a rumor. One-way road. There's been an unsuccessful attempt to restore a Rambanum colony in Mundus Nullius. A colony ship went dark shortly after arriving in the system. The vessel's fate would be worth investigating. Okay, but I don't...
Ship's enforcers notified officers about a strange insect-like creature appearing on the astropathic chamber deck. The steady rhythm of life aboard the vessel was disrupted when, on the fourth watch of the voyage,
the events with a full colony is just bothering me right now, because they're not really...
Your ladyship, a cryptic message arrived from Kayava Gamma. The Fabricator Sensor reports that they have beheld the Eye of the Divine. I requested details from your less devout servants, and they clarified that the inquest group, which has been investigating the many inexplicable events that have taken place on the planet, followed a trail of mysterious binary harmonics and came upon an ancient and abandoned data complex. It is connected to the Manufactorum by a maze of communication lines and contains a gargantuan data loom. The mechanism's markings show that its designation, or, I should say, its rather menacing name, is Null Caliph. Null Caliph is immersed in sacred astrogational calculation and has shown no inclination to make contact. The tech priests that connected to it were punished for the intrusion with a lethal ejection of their motive force. The only thing they managed to find out is that the spirit of the data loom is not bound with the vows of compliance that would normally restrain a machine spirit of such power. This astoundingly mighty entity bores to no one, driven only by its own aims.
Torpedo speeds. Okay. What is this abandoned complex?
It is an ancient production facility, far older than the colony itself. Some assembly lines bear the marks of the Connaissance fleet. Perhaps the first explorators who came to the Coronus Expanse set up a station on the yet uninhabited planet. The station was then consumed by the developing industrial colony and eventually forgotten. It is possible that whatever plans they had for it were so clandestine that its creator's death ended up casting it into oblivion. The directory contains no data to support this hypothesis. It does, however, contain the designation Null Caliph. The Null Caliph initiative is a project of the fabled Archmagus Opticon 107, whose function was the initial exploration of the Coronus Expanse. All information on this project was removed from the directory as per the Fleet Conclave's decree following Permissibility Hearing 16. By that same decree, Archmagus Opticon 107 was stripped of his title as the Conclave's Prolocutor Supremus.
I want to know more about the data loom. What is it?
A sacred computational mechanism of great power. Its body is vast, and the wisdom and mettle of its machine spirit would befit an imperial titan. Machines of such might and splendor are kept carefully hidden from the eyes of the laity and worshipped on certain planets as great lords oracles, sacred angels of the Omnisar, or demigods. Null Caliph's structure includes remarkable pieces of Archaea tech, parts of it extending far throughout Kayavagama like a void kraken's tentacles. We now know where the warp transmitter modified by Cubis Delphim came from. It must have been part of this mechanism. The data angels that we encountered earlier were born of its cogitational might. Full of vigor, they soar around his computational aura, which radiates into the noosphere. Their response to our presence has been favorable thus far. Because your servants have been monitoring the execution of Procedure 0C, they rather boldly believe that they have gained some insight into certain patterns of its supercalculation. They claim that they could help achieve an understanding with Null Caliph, or defeat it in battle.
Do we have any idea at all what it might be calculating?
All we have is a hypothesis, according to which Null Caliph can see into the warp, similar to a navigator. Any interaction between technology and the warp is, as you are well aware, kept under the careful supervision of the Adeptus Mechanicus, so you can imagine just how unique this mechanism is. According to the Magi, it can calculate routes through the Immatrium without rest or fear of corruption, given the fact that it has no human soul. They claim that its power is comparable to that of a novator of a navigator house. Apparently, Procedure 0C was initiated by this mechanism to integrate Magi with high psychic potential in order to expand its own computational capacity. Currently, its calculations, operating at full capacity, are approaching completion. We assume the perfect execution of Procedure 0C contributed to this.
Have we tried communicating with it?
The great calculator seems indifferent to mortals. It has expressed a lack of desire to interact with us or destroy us. The tech priests reached out to Null Caliph once more using certain excerpts from the dictates of Procedure 0C, and the machine's reaction was benign. It showed no hostility.
What do my advisors make of this?
The great machine spirit that identifies itself as Null Caliph bears potential as a valuable ally, one that could replace the need for navigators comprised of fallible flesh. We must make contact with this holy entity, for to do so is to honor the Omnisar's tenets. That the tech priests who had the audacity to disturb Null Caliph were deprived of their motive force is a testament to the might of its data voice. I hold the knowledge to create a mediator that could interface with the fearsome machine spirit and ease the burden of its revelations on unprepared minds. If it stares into the warp, then it's vulnerable to attacks from the warp. Never thought I'd ever suggest something like this, but if we want to make that machine obey us, we should assault it through the Immatrium. A Navigator Data Loom. This abomination makes a mockery of every Navigator house's legacy. The very fact of its existence is profoundly sickening and vile. Null Caliph must be destroyed post-haste. Allow me to send word to the other Navigator houses. They will waste no time in dispatching their forces to destroy this monstrosity.
We're going with Pascal, honestly. Complacency and an item? It's a solves trigger a logic test minus 167 on solved. The simulacrum is removed and Comni simulacrum is destroyed and the 25 bonus is lost, and the wearer permanently gains paradox solved feature. This character can use heroic act regardless of momentum without spending momentum. Ooh, that is nasty.
Request approved. Transferring revelations on the mediator's creation. Magus Pasquale Hay Newman imparted his secrets to the Omnisara's servants on Kaya Vagama, allowing them to assemble a mediator device that softened Null Caliph's voice. The Magi then prayed to the mighty machine spirit, humbly asking it to make an alliance with the rogue trader and share its mysteries. And Null Caliph answered, halting its sacred calculation, it bestowed its favor upon the supplicants. With its tireless, unblinking eye observing the warp currents, many a traveler have been saved from peril.
Okay, we are now in the closed sector of everything. We need a better armor piece for you. Flag person, deflection. What is persuasion divided by 10? $18 armor. Yep. You're up to 112 armor. Okay, that's awesome. You. Psychic power plus 10. Nope, we're not using that anymore on you. We are using this. 40% additional psychic damage. 45% additional psychic damage. You have 28 there. That is based on willpower. Okay, great. Moving up in this world. Willpower suffers 50% less warp damage. The shoes are the one thing that we talked about last time that I'm just like, Whenever the wearer ends their turn, they deal 1 warp damage. Impact. Area of attack. Makes an area attack gain 4 movement speed. Medkit onslaught. Melee slash. Consumable. Kills an enemy. Kills 2 enemies or more with a single attack. The attack does not spend movement power. Fall prone. Hits opening. Hot trail. Whenever the wearer parries an attack, they immediately strike back at the attacker. If attack deals damage, you perform a kick. Okay. Vengeance. Melee. Immune to slow. Dodge. Acrobatics. This character can spend a stack of acrobatics. I don't know where that's from, honestly. The power of burning. Effect inflicted by the wearer increased by 1 for each affected by the area until the end of combat. Okay. We are sticking with that, but we're going to replace your headpiece with what we just freed up that actually just... That is a good question. Whenever burning, bleeding, and toxin effect inflict the wearer deals damage to an enemy, they suffer... You know what? We're sticking with what we have. Break their ranks. No, I'm happy with that as well, honestly. When the wearer hits a target that's in cover with range... We have gotten so many stuff, but I'm not going to gear you. I don't want to use you.
There was a commotion on lower decks. The chief mutant hunter, who is responsible for eliminating heresy in the hold of the void ship, went mad due...
Okay, so we are now at Euphrates 2.
Lord Captain, the United Corps of the Explorators and the militia forces is ready to attack the heretics who took over Euphrates 2. The commanders recognize the Lord Inquisitor's sanction and agree to cede the right of supreme command to you. They ask that you summon a council of war in order to establish the plan of attack.
Summon them to a
How
bridge.
should we respond?
We will hold the council.
Consider it done, your ladyship. I will notify the commanders that you are ready to meet with them.
Okay. I'm contemplating... I'm just going to do it for stream, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. What do I don't like? Acting like a heretic. Greetings, Lord Captain.
The leader of the Explorator warriors appears on the bridge, and the deck trembles beneath his metal gate.
Oh, it's Opticon.
He has acquired a new set of fearsome armor since the two of you last met, and his mechadendrites are now fitted with more formidable weapons of destruction.
Unit Opticon 22 initiating / identification / official greeting / procedure. Unlocking the option of strategic data exchange.
The Emperor's angel who follows in his wake is clad in armor the color of a tempestuous ocean. You hear his voice, throaty and brimming with untamed boldness and strength.
Which one of you Huska Earls is Octavia the Fire Axe von Valancius? I am Thorvald Ironhide, and I wish to see the mortal who has been granted the honor of leading my pack into battle.
You are looking at Octavia the Fire Axe von Valentius, Forbald Ironhide.
Thorvald takes the measure of you and nods in satisfaction.
I know the habits of a warrior when I see one. You're no indolent hyok. Good. I give my approval. We will hunt the baseborn heretics together.
Opticon, how did you go from overseeing logistics to commanding armies?
This / command promotion / hierarchy status update / was executed following the / death / decommissioning / deconstruction / of the ship Teeth of the Wrathgear. The fleet's war conclave was operating aboard that vessel. Unit Opticon 22 received premature / rank promotion / modernization / to Magus Dominus based on his extensive catalog of recorded combat engagements. May your service benefit from the updated protocols that were bestowed upon you and the new analytical data that was entrusted to your elucidation. May the Omnissiah / guide / operate / this unit in his / cause / mission / algorithm / of service to him.
Let's commence the War Council.
What good is another war council with a cog priest who knows not the joys of battle, who cut off his parts and replaced them with augments to please his all-knowing master? He will propose again a cowardly plan unworthy of warriors as is the custom of his brethren. Registering a display of / impertinence / data insufficiency / in regard to the / military craft / eradication methods / of... Are you having another fight, gentlemen? How predictable.
A woman in heavy armor walks onto the bridge cloaked in an air of superiority. You remember seeing her before, in the retinue of Xavier Calcazar when he barged into your chambers after your Magnae Accessio.
Thank you for not starting without me. Acolyte Ishara, dispatched by the Lord Inquisitor to facilitate the operation on Euphrates II. My role on this war council is that of an advisor.
A silky whisper weaves words into a kind of unholy pattern in your mind. Minions of a false god. Blind in their faith. No unity among them. They will never learn the truth. But you will. I will show you the path, child of the dawn, but in order to walk that path, you must hide our intentions behind a facade of loyalty to the corpse emperor. For now, learn about the false believer's plan and prepare. Now is the time to listen. The time to act will come later, and when it comes, I will tell you. You feel the intrusive presence recede to the periphery of your mind, to bide its time there.
So shall we begin our war council, or shall we wait for heretics to corrupt this planet completely?
I require a full report on the situation at the front.
Euphrates II is a forge world. Manufactorums and extract EMs take up most of its surface. Upon / corrupting them / disrupting their production algorithm / the heretics enhanced their ranks with possessed mechanisms and / false / defective / traitorous / skitarii whose protocols were disfigured with indoctrinating scrap code. Our forces have secured minor footholds on the surface but are unable to deliver an effective blow to the / headquarters / operations center / of the profaners in the machine cathedral at the heart of Manufactorum Sigma S13. According to the available data, it is the current location of the / arch heretic / termination target / the Dark Apostle Uralin the Cruel. We may outnumber the enemy, but ours is a poor warband. All it has is steel curls of the Omnissiah and scantily trained serfs from across the expanse. While our foe is the detestable but nevertheless deadly putrid-hearted traitors from the ranks of the Word-Bearers. And their vessels protect the machine cathedral from orbit.
Opticon 22, what do you propose our plan should be?
Our strategic analysis points toward a full-scale offensive as the optimal course of action. The losses among the / troops / insignificant personnel / laity / will be numerous but will not exceed acceptable parameters. Replenishing such losses will be less arduous than repairing the damage that may otherwise come to the manufactorums.
Horbal, what would you do if you were in command of the operation?
I would rain down vengeful skies upon the enemy. I would plow the land of Euphrates II with shells, shatter their defenses, level the fortified towers, throw their host into disarray, and in that whirlwind of fury, I would lead my glorious pack to pave a path of blood for the Cog-girls.
Why haven't you still commenced the planetary assault?
There is a / conflict / critical error / categorical lack of understanding of the imperatives of this operation / within our chain of command. Unit Thorvald Ironhide is in favor of the strategy of mass destruction, which would constitute an unacceptable violation of the right of operation. Every square meter of the manufactorums is / sacred / of high productivity value / which is why the Cog Priest is so intent on hindering and sabotaging our assault by refusing us forces and landing Drekkers. but Thorvald Ironhide won't fight on the terms of priests. If my battle plan is rejected, the Omnissiah's servants can retake the planet themselves. Maybe they think their lives mean nothing compared to their precious cathedrals, but a wolf knows what his life is worth.
Opticon, I must say my curiosity piqued. The explorators are hiding something on this planet, something you refuse to show to anyone, and you are loath to destroy. What is it?
The tech priest's vox creaks stubbornly.
Request denied. The Omnissiah's //mysteries //procedures / conducted on Euphrates 2 are to remain undisclosed according to the / protocol / vow / of preservation of the hallowed from the profane. This is why on Fenris we have the priests follow the warriors, not the other way around. The priests never think about the battle ahead, only their tenets and taboos. But a wolf must think only of battle and his enemy's death, not about preserving cathedrals or counting the trophies that await him.
And your opinion on this?
Choose your strategy wisely. It's not every day you get to heed the advice of a seasoned warrior, one
Ashira,
chosen by the Allfather himself to bring death to the foes of humanity.
Ashira, why are you here?
The Lord Inquisitor entrusted me with the task of forging an alliance between the assembled fleet and the forces of the Cognizance fleet. Once this task is complete, I am to act as an observer and a special operative.
And what about your responsibilities as a special operative?
I'm afraid the Lord Inquisitor did not give me the authority to elaborate on this matter.
There is no surprise in my heart, the Inquisition is, as always, too ashamed of its dark deeds to reveal them to honorable fighters.
Thorvald makes a show of spitting on the floor.
There will be no spitting aboard my ship. Do I make myself clear, Lord Thorvald?
What's this? A show of character?
Thorvald growls and locks his indignant gaze with yours.
Fine, I will respect your wishes, warlord. But the bitter taste of suspicion burns my mouth.
With pointed contempt, he steps away from Ishira.
What troops can you spare to reinforce our armies?
The militia forces have already been transferred to Opticon 22. All I have left under my command is a tactical unit explicitly instructed to carry out the Lord Inquisitor's special assignments.
I see.
Now let us move on to discussing how we intend to kill the heretics.
You two do not get along too well, do you?
You read hearts like they're inscribed with runes, Octavia the Fire Axe.
Thorvald lets out a mocking chuckle.
'Tis true, my brothers and I grow tired of this cog priest and his naysaying. For whatever reason, he thinks himself our lord. I concur with this statement. Given that the / military action / sacred purgative crusade / eradication procedure / is taking place on a world devoted to the machine god, Unit Opticon 22 insists on his privileged status in the matter of strategy selection.
Answer me this, Thorvald. If Opticon 22 were to come to Fenris and start ordering you around, what would you do?
The space wolf bellows with unpleasant laughter.
I would like to see him try. Fine, I hear you. No one will accuse Thorvald Ironhide of disrespecting the masters of the house where he arrived as a guest. You will hear no more arguing from me, only silence. I will kill the heretics in the manner chosen by the esteemed cog priest.
I shall now present to you the plan for assault on Euphrates 2.
The first step is obvious. We eliminate the machine cathedral's orbital support. But what planetary assault strategy will you choose following the destruction of the enemy void fleet?
Send all our forces, even means sustained heavy losses. Swift onslaught is key victory. In Moscow, we will begin with bombarding the position, then advance cautiously and conserve our troops. We require total bombardment and conserve.
Your plan bores me. This is not the Space Wolves' way of war. But such cowardly strategies are the limit of the Omnissiah's cog-girls, so you have my approval.
Okay. We are now done with that.
The rogue trader's ship took its place in the center of the attack formation. The right flank was guarded by the sacred combat vessels of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and the left consisted of the combined forces gathered by the Lord Inquisitor, headed by a frigate of the indomitable Space Wolves. The enemy deployed their ships in a wide arc in an attempt to surround the squadron, but the heretics' plan was not meant to be Thorvald and Opticon 22 sent their detachments forward, tying up the enemy in combat and presenting the Lord Captain with the chance to deliver a blow to the very heart of the enemy position, where the flagships of these traitors to humanity awaited their final hour.
Yeah. One of the things I actually want to see is larger battles. Like
This hallowed vessel's bulkheads will hold strong.
Styx class heavy cruiser. Okay.
Sail upon the seas of void. Launch the devastating payload.
Ouch. 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 Ouch.
We're helpless under their fire. Do something.
Commence the symphony of macro cannons. Engage the lance! Set course!
Okay. Can't do that, too bad.
Engage the macro cannons.
Can't fire torpedoes, cooldown on that. Okay.
You, commence the symphony of macro cannons. Lance! Commence torpedo launch!
Steady hand activation. Cooldowns decreased by 1.
Okay.
Find your courage.
How come they literally go through everything I do? It's so bullshit with the small, tiny fighters, honestly.
Initiate macro cannon barrage.
We're going to need to reload this, which bothers me more than you can think.
Unleash the fury. Sail upon the seas of void. Set course.
Steady hand activation. Cooldowns decreased by 1.
Yeah, we're going to die. How are we going to solve this in a good way? How are we going to solve this? Okay.
Launch the devastating payload.
And then we're just going to book it. Yeah?
Drown them in the void. The destination is known. Commence the symphony of macro cannons.
Steady hand activation. Cooldowns decreased by 1.
Unleash the fury!
So full health, huh? Can I make use out of this? No. Right side.
Steady hand activation. Cooldowns decreased by 1.
What does this do?
The Void Master, if you please. Initiate macro cannon barrage. Engage the lance!
Steady hand activation. Cooldowns decreased by 1.
Engage the macro cannons!
Wait. If I go 1, 2, 3... No, that's not enough to actually...
Steady hand activation. Cooldowns decreased by 1.
Yeah.
Steady hand activation. Cooldowns decreased by 1.
Sail upon the seas of void. Let the macro cannons sing their twisted song.
Come on. Yeah, that's not doing anything, is it? Yeah. Ugh.
The destination is snow. Engage the macro cannons. Engage the lance!
But hull damage. Okay.
Clyde Master, if you please. Let the macro cannon sing their twisted song.
How much? Can't see if. We are just slowly but surely just dealing a tiny bit of damage to you continuously. Okay. We are just going to book it again. I don't think it's going to do any damage, but hey. How much is one of them doing? 5 to 10, 5 to 10, 5 to 10, 5 to 10. Okay.
Sail upon the seas of void.
Eight health left. Oh my god.
Set course.
Okay, yeah, that's a stupid move for me. But this one is dead. Now.
No escape pods detected. No emergency beacon detected. No survivors detected.
Commence torpedo launch. Initiate macro cannon barrage.
Steady hand activation. Cooldowns
You.
decreased by 1.
Commence the symphony of macro cannons.
Steady hand activation. Cooldowns decreased by 1.
Sail upon the seas of void. Engage the locks.
And we go and shoot you down. Great. Oh my god, that was a rough one.
Victory is ours.
That was a really rough fight, honestly. A lot rougher than I expected, honestly. And the planetary assault begins.
A general once said that all wars are fundamentally the same. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. Grok shit. That general didn't witness the events on Euphrates too. Rogue trader Octavia the Fire Axe von Valancius was the supreme commander in that battle. A woman of iron will. Unfaltering, unshakable. I served in her personal enforcer guard
Absolutely
back
grok
then,
shit.
just another cocky kid who thought he was an expert soldier. The Emperor was gracious to me, he gave me a chance to realize just how wrong I was. Most of my comrades didn't get a chance like that. The shuttles would have blocked out the sun, if you could have seen it through the smoke of the manufactorum city of Sigma S13. At its heart stood the machine cathedral, our primary objective. The Lord Captain showed us mercy by having the landing zone bombarded from orbit. All the shuttles carrying troops, and, more importantly, precious vehicles, reached their destination. Daunted by our numbers, the enemy withdrew. That was the perfect moment for a decisive attack. With an armored vehicle force of this size, we had the upper hand. In the command center, the Lord Captain ordered her generals to
Proceed with caution with the support of comprehensive area reconnaissance.
Awareness test succeeded. We were commanded to prepare our auspexes and commence the assault. We consigned our lives to small green vid screens and their machine spirits. Whenever we avoided another one of the enemy's traps and ambushes, we would then voxcast their coordinates to the artillery gunners. While our comrades rained thunder and lightning upon the heads of those skulking Horsens, we gave the Emperor's peace to the rest, making slow but steady progress toward the city walls.
The commanding officer who has leading the first to present himself here for special assignment.
Pushing through the ruins of sacred workshops, we looked with awe upon machines that, up until that point, had remained forbidden to the eyes of the laity. Those were palaces of incredible and frightening technology, void ship assembly halls, alchemical atriums, sacred arsenals, generators producing invisible fields unsettling to the mind, and scriptrums containing knowledge of horrors best left undiscovered. Awareness test succeeded. In one of the chemical chapels, we came upon a shipment of cisterns containing hallucinogenic gas. The tech priests protested that the substance was not designed for warfare, that it was created for high rituals, but the officers wasted no time pumping our artillery shells full of that gas. At last, we reached the gates of Dock Mu 514, the threshold of the metal nightmare that was Manufactorum Sigma S13. However, the initial attempts to storm the dock shattered against the enemy's defenses. Magus Dominus Opticon 22 proposed a tech sabotage. He could send small Skitra 2 units behind the enemy lines and have them subdue the spirits of the area's defense systems. Thorvald, the fierce leader of the Space Wolves, proposed to send infiltrators beyond the walls to kill enemy officers and weaken the dock's defenses.
The commanding officer who has leading the first assault to present himself to her for a special assignment. Assault force proceeds with tech sabotage. Yep, special assignment.
Heretical +20. That was the last time I saw Captain Sawyer. With a figurative blooded nose from the first assault, as well as actual blood still fresh on his bandages, the hastily patched up captain limped eagerly toward the command HQ upon receiving the order. There are no eyewitness accounts of what happened to Captain Sawyer, only rumors and speculation. War was raging all around and someone going missing is never a surprise in wartime. But for the sake of historical accuracy, I am going to cite them here, to give you an idea of the far-fetched tales that can be bred by the minds of worn-out soldiers faced with the unspeakable horrors of the archenemy. There was talk of the valiant captain coming to the command HQ and stating his willingness to repeat the assault, only for the Lord Captain to smile and invite him in. There was talk of someone's strangled screams coming from the command HQ, sounding barely human and so loud they could be heard as far away as the rear guard. There was talk of the captain vanishing without trace and of human viscera found in the command HQ, laid out in strange patterns as though for an unholy divination. There was talk of many other things which I would rather not recount in writing.
This is the problem with most of the stuff. This is opposite of how I actually want to play the game. Because this is not something, when I play this, I'm more iconoclast, if you know what it is. I'm more actually caring about the people and I'm wanting a good story. It feels like when playing Heretic in this game, you are the asshole. I know people like playing the asshole. I don't. But, yeah.
The fact, at any rate, is that immediately after the captain's disappearance, we received an order that contained detailed instructions concerning holes in the dock's defenses, the blind spots of turrets, and the positions of enemy patrols and sentries. The information was chillingly accurate and no one knew where it had come from. However, it was instrumental in the success of the second assault on Dock Mu 514, which was achieved with minimal casualties.
We're almost a zealot.
It took us many days to break through to the metal heart of the Manufactorum. In the third week of the assault, the vanguard was halted and swept away by a salvo of plasma macro cannons. Scorning every canon of sacred engineering, the heretics had placed the hull of an unfinished void cruiser on treads several kilometers long. This leviathan of adamantine and plasteel barred our way. Magus Dominus Opticon 22 insisted that we retake the sacred machine, for the vessel had been in the making for many decades, and its destruction would have meant a great tragedy for the Imperium. It came as a surprise to all when the space wolf Thorvald supported the Magus Dominus. After the Lord Captain had reconciled him with the Explorator leader, Thorvald had tamed his pride and spoke in favor of the Tech Priest's cause of liberating the noble machine.
The Lord Captain had an entire void ship dropped upon the cruiser from orbit. Oh my fucking god! You know what? Let's drop a ship on it and see what happens. Send scout to assess the fearsome weapon.
The sight was both terrifying and mesmerizing. A majestic cathedral that was designed to cut through the void was instead resting on treads of a size that staggered the imagination. Those treads were grinding buildings into dust, and the ship's heavy cannons were incinerating entire tank formations. How could mere mortals hope to defeat a behemoth like that? The Lord Captain
ordered the cruiser to be destroyed using blessed megaton charges. Commanded the sacred vessel to be reclaimed from the arch-enemy's clutches. Yep.
Tech use test succeeded. Having the sacred machine on our side could have given our offensive a sizable edge. Our orders were to get a landing force to the cruiser's bridge and escort the engine seers to the main cogitator. Our shuttles used the turret's blind spot to deploy elite troops on board the cruiser. While they were engaged with the shrieking heretics, the engine seers reasoned with the machine spirits of the main cogitator and initiated the blessed purgation protocol on the inner decks. It took us 3 days to drag every last cultist corpse out of the compartments. Slipping on pools of blood mixed with sacred unguents, we made it to the machine cathedral. A gargantuan hall breathing with the flames of 1,000 furnaces. The last bastion of the enemy army. That was where I first faced the word-bearers, betrayers of humanity and unworthy sons of the Emperor. What could we, mere humans, possibly do to match their unholy, bestial rage?
Direct all forces against the Werber. Decided the plan to place the Space Wolf forefront for a strength. Brought the might of the captured Explorator cruiser to bear. Oh, we don't have anyone with really high demo skill, do we? No, Cabela should have a really high demo skill. Why is it,
Abelard
why shows the best
shows the best character for this action.
Okay. deceive a plan and place the spells will Space Wolves in the forefront. No. Explorator cruiser bear to arms.
Demolition test failed. There is no greater pleasure in war than turning the enemy's own weapon against them. Chaos Marines are stronger than an army of ordinary troops, but even they cannot survive a direct hit from a macro cannon. The Word Bearers launched a suicidal counter-attack. They boarded the cruiser and cut a bloody swath to the plasma reactor. In their unbridled malice, the heretics triggered an explosion that made ashes of themselves, our fearsome landship, and a great many of the Emperor's good warriors who took part in that attack. And that's when it came. Doomscream. An ancient and bloodthirsty hell brute, a merciless executioner forged from adamantine and keramite. That single foe was repelling our assaults one after the other, turning hundreds of soldiers into a bloody pulp. For as long as that abomination lived, we had no hope of reaching the heart of the enemy citadel. The dire-eyed Thorvald volunteered to track down and destroy the vile spawn, but fate had other things in store for him and his brothers. The Space Wolves pack was to be the first to storm the Machine Cathedral. And thus Magus Dominus Opticon 22 assembled a cohort of elite Skitratu and said that he would locate and eliminate Doomscream. The soldiers were whispering that he was willing to activate the so-called Guaranteed Annihilation Protocol, a terrible and ominous rite that is as lethal to the enemies of the Omnisar as it is to his faithful servants.
Upon arrival on the front lines, the Lord Captain led her retinue to hunt down this ancient killing machine herself, yes.
Weapon skill test succeeded. What happened next would become legend. The Lord Captain at the head of her retinue challenged the bloodlusting heresiarch that had crawled out of the darkness of time. She dealt the wicked executioner a heavy and mortifying blow, and thus Doomscream was routed. The abomination's torn pincer, fitted with an ancient and powerful bolter, became the rogue trader's rightful trophy. At last, we reached the Machine Cathedral. We saw a yawning lift shaft left behind by a colossal land-gnawing drill that had burrowed 4 kilometers into the depths of the planet. There, deep below, lay the last hiding place of the heretics' leaders. Hundreds of grenades, accompanied by promises of swift judgment, were hurled into the pit. Such was our righteous anger. The planetary assault was a resounding success. The enemy forces were shattered and broken. A small fraction remained in the Machine Cathedral, but the rest either had been destroyed or were destined to meet the same inevitable fate soon. The Lord Captain's retinue and the Space Wolves band delved into the shaft, heading toward the heart of the Machine Cathedral. We watched them leave with reverence in our eyes as we were setting up a perimeter around the entrance. We knew that the true outcome of the Battle of Euphrates II depended on them and that our fates were theirs to decide.
Okay, we have Kybella, we have a bit more melee power behind it. Um,
The giant clad in dark crimson armor is in the middle of a sinister litany, his words turning into a repulsive ethereal stench and flakes of otherworldly ice. He does not notice your presence. The same cannot be said about Conrad Voigtva, who stands at his side. His completely mutated turquoise eyes flash upon seeing you. He flinches but remains silent, hesitant to interrupt the ritual.
Twilight victors, your death will be a delightful addition to my triumph.
No longer able to control his temper, Voigtva exclaims.
You did me a favor by coming here. I would like to pass a few words to the late Theodora. Will you kindly grant me this request? Silence.
The giant's voice shakes the walls.
Your witless attempts to insult one another are interrupting my prayer to the true gods.
The sorcerer reluctantly turns his burning gaze upon you.
So you are the one who was so eager to meet me in your own demise? Rejoice, brother Twilight. Today, you become the new rogue traitor.
Voigtva's deformed features twist into a bloodthirsty smile.
Yes, master. I will rectify my mistake and reclaim what was stolen.
You must be preoccupied with something profoundly important if you pay no heed to me obliterating your army.
Death for the glory of the true gods is a blessed fate for any believer, so why would I rob them of it? Every martyr who perishes in their name only empowers their reign. I was tasked with a different mission, to make the Coronis expanse behold the sheer impotence of its most eminent protector. Once Calcazar's treasure has been stolen, his secret hoards plundered, and his name shamed, the dogs of the false emperor will see the truth. No one will protect them. No one will heed their pleas. Only by bowing to the masters of the Immaterium will they earn the right to live.
Examine the machine.
The platform beneath the sorcerer's feet is the drilling machine's massive tunneling shield. This mighty mechanism can gnaw through underground rock, bunker bulkheads reinforced with adamantine, or anything else that may lurk in the planet's depths. The corrupted servants of the Deus Mechanicus scuttle around the heretic, muttering twisted prayers of ignition in attempts to persuade the Omnisara's majestic beast to awaken and rend the world's flesh.
No more words, Orbald. We must stop him.
The wolf lets out a chilling howl, and his pack ready their weapons, acknowledging it as an unequivocal order to kill. With a solemn gesture of his hands, Eurylon thunders in fury.
Let those who blaspheme against the true gods beg forgiveness in vain. Let their lips be sealed, let their hands be severed, let their souls be reaped and scourged.
Put in some firepower now, Space Wolves. Yes.
A glorious fight awaits. Take heed with the silver-tongued traitor, for he is old, sly, and strong. But, by the Alfather, the wolves will spill rivers of his blood today.
The horrific display of profane sorcery appears to have filled Thorvald with joy and anticipation rather than fear. You feel a sinister grin blossom somewhere beyond your reason's edge. The familiar voice intrudes upon your train of thought again. Blood will be spilt indeed, but the warrior is mistaken as to its source. Allow him to relish that lie born out of ignorance. Allow him to believe that the dark apostle will fall by his hand and yours. My hour is drawing near. I will appear again, one last time, when the moment comes to make your mouth speak with the voice of the truth. Borrowed thoughts clear out of your mind. You know the things they spoke of are true. They will be back one last time at the crossroads of fate where you will have to make the choice that decides everything.
So, ready to hunt some heretic?
I will deal with him.
You're a brave one, and not easily deterred. Good. Then find a way to reach the tunneling platform while we give the mangy sorcerer something to worry about.
Thorvald exchanges glances with his warriors, and you could swear they all smile in anticipation inside their helmets.
Halbrand, you stick to the original plan. Take 2 brothers and go after Doomscream. Our scouts report that he took refuge here in these depths after being defeated in battle on the approach to the Machine Cathedral. I want to take the unholy tinkin that holds his traitorous brain back to Fenris. Good hunting. We won't fail you.
The eager space marine lets out a hungering howl.
Proudly tread the hunter's grim. In chase of a beast of steel and blood. Fangs bared sharp in thirst of prey. Let glory cloak their mighty gait.
Lord Emperor, watch yourself out there.
Hyder Russ, Octavia the Fire Axe. Fenris Hjolda.
Okay. We are now back to what I enjoyed most in this game. An immense amount of looting. The hoarder I am loves this part. Bottom body. Stack multiple with the talent in the party. 25% if the 2 execution with the talent. Okay. Heavy weapon proficiency, no. Swift movement. Swift movements, yep. Abelard! What do we want with you? Increase the range of charge, yeah, why not? Perfect timing, brace, gain, cover, scatter, suffer half damage from all attacks of opportunity. Okay. Character can attack with second weapon. Yep. Oh, Idra, what are we going to do with you? Acute pain. Aftershock. Enemies taking damage from Psyker at least suffer 20% resistance. Enemies fail willpower test against its Psyker suffers 18 damage. Now it's yay, and then we're off to do more things. Armor of Officers, grant temporary. Okay, yeah. No heresy. Character gains critical. The ally gains half of it. However, the Imperial character's lore, Xenos lore, Warp lore is always 0. Yeah, no. Dueling Master. This is actually rough in a bit, I guess. Willpower. Sure, more of that. And Kybella is the last one. Blade Dancer is healed first time in the round. They are healed. Yeah. Contagious Lock. Using non-damaging ability on an ally grants them the ability to reroll failed parry. Yeah, you know what, blood. Okay, so let's start the looting. Cogitator.
Curiosity
The whispers told me a
sings
secret.
in my veins.
Oh, yeah, more goods. 16 loss.
The lockers are full of work overalls, robes, and tools that are covered in seals and emit the strong scent of sacred unguents.
I am
What
registering a significant
lies
quantity of non-essential
beyond?
self-harm inflicted by this unit. Requesting clarification.
How intriguing.
You reshape your body so that it may reflect the depth of your devotion. So too do I reshape mine. The scars on my skin become prayers, and my every torment turns into zeal.
Untainted sacraments. Wielder suffers 75 less mental and warp damage. That is really good. If we had a Astartes in a group, that is.
They will see. Oh
Wait,
yes,
what's in
they
here?
all will see.
Unlocked.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Okay, what is that? Medkit skill. To be fair, we already have boosted you're almost 200 in tech use. Logic. Yeah, we can't actually get that one. That's actually an interesting one.
Do you
In
see
this
that?
tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Just as he ordained.
Okay, your demo is 65. Why the fuck didn't it take the demo from her at 130?
Would you look at that?
My ears are ringing.
The screen displays a message about the first elevator block being removed.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Unlocked.
Operation successful.
Oh, we got a mount bomb.
Auxiliary generator chamber.
Oh, what curiosity unveils itself before me!
Okay, we can't go there.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
I think they redid this, honestly.
A huge machine, red hot from a working built-in furnace. Traces of blood and scratches are visible on the bypass of the firebox. Undoubtedly, the burning of living people was part of some blasphemous ritual.
Unlocked.
Machine God grants me insight.
Patience! Oh, my nerves are frayed.
A huge machine, red hot from a working built-in furnace. Traces of blood and scratches are visible on the bypass of the
ran through it,
firebox.
didn't they?
Undoubtedly, the burning of living people was part of some blasphemous ritual.
Okay, this might actually be a rough one.
Oh, what a glorious storm this battle will be!
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Put that on him as well.
A wicked thought.
The pink horrors split into blue horrors. So we need to be careful to a certain extent, but at the same time...
A genius at work. Let's see. Schemes within schemes within schemes.
Okay.
A dance of blades and shadows.
Ah, fuck.
Violation of the firing pattern detected.
As the tenants
A gust of cold wind ruffles your hair.
side awaits.
Damage to bulk.
My place is at the fore.
Then we charge as long
I
as we
will do
can
my
this way.
duty.
Idra, I think it's this your turn.
If only you knew what awaits you.
Cuts and cracks appear on your skin. The blood freezes in your veins.
On it.
Living on the edge. Am I getting paid for this?
It is prone.
Don't get
Oh,
too
come on.
cocky. Never fight fair. A moving target lives longer.
Ouch. Why do you have so much health? You know what?
They'll write legends about me.
Insects begin crawling under your skin.
Oh. Ah, another one is shattered. I won't sully myself with that.
A gust of cold wind ruffles your hair. Ice crystals appear in the air.
Okay, we have two over here. I can't see him. That kills both. Okay, great. We have a pink horror all the way over there, okay, and we have the Herald Slash. Oh no, not Slanesh.
I know what I'm doing, usually.
Cinch.
What is this foreboding? Anything else? Farewell.
we sanctify. And
Well,
burn.
of course. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Negligible. Integrity failure detected.
Your sacrifice
That's
is
bullshit.
inspiring.
I will not die in dishonor.
What's happening?
An offering of blood. My prescience has failed me.
Okay, now I'm really riled up.
Another stroke of genius. Oh, a predictable downfall. Let's see.
Cuts and cracks appear on your skin.
Another one is shattered.
Okay. They took out Pascal.
As honor ordained.
Ice crystals appear in the air.
So now it's-
And thy blessing flow through my veins. Trust me. Killing brings me no pleasure. I shall not fail. Trust me. As the tenets demand. As honor ordains. Trust me.
How many more do you have? You have two more. Okay, don't mind.
As the tenets demand. Let your soul be purged.
Okay.
Surfaces around are covered with mucus.
Flames. Another one.
Oh. They jumped on Abelard and Jay in the back line. They jumped on
I've seen
Skull
worse
and
battles
Jay
than
in the
this
back
in my
line,
time.
which is
At your beck and call. Indeed,
a bit aggravating.
victory is imminent. At your beck and call. I will do my duty. At your beck and call.
Watch my back. You've got a problem? I've got a prize.
Anything else?
A strike of terror pierces the heart.
I never leave debts unpaid.
A feeling of terror grips your heart.
Will do.
Sounds become unbearably loud.
Wait, does this do damage to psych? Oh, she has stuff that actually makes it so when she uses psychic abilities,
A gust of otherworldly wind brings the
nearby
smell of rot.
enemies. I forgot about that. Whatever the hell.
Oh, you're no fun. Don't get too cocky.
Oh yeah, she actually applies poison on her as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. Can I do this?
Wanna
Yeah,
see
sure.
a trick? Never quite fair.
The air temperature drops a few degrees.
Turn of fate.
Unpredictable downfall.
Okay, that was scary.
How about no? I can do that with the right incentive.
There's a blood letter right next to me. And this guy has just bugged out. Oh. Oh my god. Don't tell me we're getting this. 800 tactical advantage. That's a lot of tactical advantage. That's a goods over there. Come on.
Me? Never in 1,000 sectors. Tell me, and it is done.
I keep missing, huh?
They'll write legends about London.
Cuts and cracks appear on your skin.
Am I getting paid for this?
Cover me.
You don't have any specific
Anything else? On it.
Insects begin crawling under your skin.
Anything else?
A strike of terror pierces the heart.
But of course.
Did I enfeeble you as well? Yeah, enfeeble. Fuck. Oh, come on! Don't do this to me. This has to be one of the most infuriating bugs there is in this game. Pretty much enemy slow turn because fuck you. Oh, we got a next turn. How good. Come on. Don't do this to me. It's so annoying.
Anything else? Farewell. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
That has to be one of the most annoying things there is. Bonus to tech use. If the owner has medium or heavy armor equipped to start off the first combat. First turn to gain more. Okay. Pascal?
Data meditation is terminated.
Looking for that one. No, that's 10 tech use. That one. Yeah.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every step. Sometimes, though, you just fire your biggest cannon and save the day. Let me help.
We function as one.
The fresh wounds I don't really care about that much, honestly.
Ah, one step at a time amidst the madness.
Going this way. I want to see him here. Corrupted cogitator.
The cogitator appears to be in standby mode. The screen and sensors emit a dull glow, in no way reacting to your approach.
Examine the cogitator.
You know enough to determine exactly what happened to the machine. Glitchy projectors, otherworldly sounds from inside the case, an oppressive atmosphere in the room. Everything points toward a scrap code infection, one of the stranger and more frightening creations of the tech priests who devote themselves to the ruinous powers. Perhaps if you can extract the data crypts containing the scrap code, you will be able to study it later in a controlled environment.
Wake the cogitator.
You try pressing keys and spinning a couple of reels. In response, a few lumens light up on the control panel, a low guttural growl reverberates through the machine, and a small auxiliary screen lights up, presenting you with information.
Examine the log.
You skim the report on the auxiliary screen. It seems the cogitator has been completely purged of data. If there is anything of value left in this machine, it will be You examine all the slots and sockets on the cogitator case, but to no avail. All that you manage to find is a single data stick hidden behind a protective panel.
Extract the data
You touch
stick.
the data stick and realize you cannot pull it out or pry your fingers away from its surface. It is as if your hand is being held in place by a powerful magnetic force. You tense every muscle in your body, plant one leg against the cogitator case, and pull. At last, the unknown force begins to give way and eventually lets go.
Use the logic key.
You insert the data stick into one of the available slots. The machine reacts with purrs and clicks. A few moments later, both data sticks are ejected and land on the control panel.
Break the cogitator.
You smash the control panel with the first blow and the cogitator screams with the second. No one will be able to use this machine, whether for good or ill.
Experience. Nothing matters
Just
more.
as I was taught.
Oh, what lies
The whispers told
beyond
me a secret.
What is this? Wear gains 20 plus to all lore skills? It's not bad.
The Vizier. Would he be proud?
Do you see that?
Am I? Blood is my life. Death is my duty. I am your shadow. Follow the threads. I do what I must.
Would you look at that?
Just as he ordained.
Okay.
The
That is a
Vizier.
lot of
In
XP
this
for dismantling
tapestry of
bombs.
the world, I am the rogue thread.
The crowd of heretics fall to their knees and hold out their hands to you, pleading for mercy. Their leader, a heretic with worm-like tentacles stirring about in one of his eye sockets, howls plaintively out of his vox.
Octavia the Fire Axe von Valancius, conqueror of steel and smiter of true flesh, we initiate the capitulation protocol. Nowhere under this chrome firmament and leaden haze is there a cogitational array capable of designing a productive method of opposing you. Your indestructible legions have annihilated all who dared to stand in their way. No matter what we threw at you, it all turned to dust, which your servants then trampled into oil and soot. Our survivors are few. Mercy. We beg for mercy.
Execute the heretics. Show them enemies of humanity no mercy. Oh, they have some nice stuff, huh? Soul pattern sword. Hey. And this is the entrance
There will
again.
be no peace in my wake.
And Technoman. There are more cultists up there, but we're not going to go up there just yet.
Unlocked.
Success is an irrefutable certainty.
Patience. Oh, my nerves are frayed. Glorious spectacle.
Okay, so the cultists are not really a problem. Plasma battery. What is it? Electro Overcharge. The filer consumes the power of nearby plasma batteries in gains 50 armor, 15, and 5 to all characteristics for each plasma battery. So that means we need to destroy the plasma batteries. Okay, fair enough. We have Mad Technomat, Corrupted Skitari, Embrace the Machine, gain immunity, Disrupted Stagger, Shock damage, Suffer is increased by 25. Okay. More Plasma, Analysis, Eagle Eye. Okay. Okay, turn is Incurrence Defiler. Let's go. Okay.
Advancing. My vow is beyond desire condemns you. Request approved. Vital function successfully terminated.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Okay, and we are going.
It will be done.
Ouch. Okay. And light it on fire. Too bad. Worth an attempt though.
Fail.
Doesn't count. Okay, fair enough. And we dash.
Fortune smiles on us, an ill omen. As honor ordains. Don't you die on me!
Oh, for fuck's sake, Pascal.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Casa! Stop it!
Another scar to my collection.
If I do that, that kills him as well. Those don't take fire damage. Okay, fair enough.
Schemes within
I guess we light you on fire. Then we light you on fire.
Let's see.
I can can destroy one. I can destroy two of them. If I hit that on him, that's going to go there. You know what? I'm going to do that. That's one. That missed? Seriously?
Light sources grow painfully bright.
Are you fucking serious? So I can't hit it with those.
A wicked thought. I am powerless to act.
High momentum.
Behold my artistry! Let's see. I brook no opposition. A wicked thought.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
I can do that with the right incentive. You've got a problem, I've got a prize. Don't get too cocky. Tell me, and it is done.
I know what is to come.
Okay. We're out of the range of the stuff.
Am I getting paid for this?
Jay is just moving.
Will do. Anything else? On it.
Oh, too bad. I'm still standing.
Okay. Now the question is this. We can attack him for 100-ish. But I think we're better off just breaking that. Abelard is tight.
I'm not interested. A tactically sound approach. At your beck and call. It will be done.
I bring mercy and retribution.
Okay, so I can't do that. Okay. What does that do? They deal double but increase dodge by 50.
Trust me.
Ouch. Okay. Okay, we're going for the high ground, I guess.
Oh, a genius at work. Schemes within schemes.
You know what? Heal
Your
yourself.
efforts are noted. Let's see.
Ouch. 89 temporary wounds.
Don't get too cocky.
Don't mind. A bit more temporary wounds, let's put it that way.
You've got a problem. I've got a prize.
One's right out of reach for me.
Oh, a wick. A new note in discordant melody.
I can do that with the right incentive. Don't get too cocky.
Okay.
Pain soothes my soul.
There is movement in the Empyrean. But of course,
The air temperature drops a few degrees.
was that you? Or
Not yet. Not yet.
I should have forestood that.
That's bullshit.
Follow my lead. Indeed. I will do my duty. At your beck and call.
I am your blade and shield. The shadows will see it done. As the tenets demand.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
And
Will do.
he healed up to
On it.
Okay.
I'm not so sure.
Tell me, and it is never across a Casbalican. Don't get too cocky.
700. Okay, that's a lot of damage.
I can do that with the right incentive. I'd like to, but I can't.
Grey hair, sure hand.
They who discern the future on the battlefield. Such is their
Another
will.
one is shattered.
Is a reward.
Okay. That's just fucking bullshit. If I spawn in the fire when the fight is over.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
I am coming, Omnisaya. Deliver the machines from the faithless.
The injectors are filled with powerful sedatives, a sensible precaution that keeps the captives under the complete control of their tormentors.
Yay. More sniper rifles. Adapt as a starter. Each time the wearer deals damage to an enemy with a ranged attack from 5 cells or further, the wearer becomes the highest priority. Okay.
What lies beyond?
What advice do you seek?
Abelard, priority is to get rid of head trauma for you.
Let's patch you up.
My appreciation.
And that doesn't remove the head
This
trauma.
master-crafted patellar augment is not fit for a servitor. Let me help.
Your efforts are noted.
Okay.
This wound will make a fine scar.
My frail organics require this.
Okay, great. Movement speed decrease I can live with.
I am coming, Omnisaya. Deliver the machines from the faithless.
Come on.
People in the cage are...
The people in cages are exhausted to their limit. The bodies of many have been distorted by mutations.
They will see. Oh, yes, they all will see.
Damn it. The premonition runs true.
Unlocked.
Operation successful.
Nothing
The
super
whispers told me a secret.
fancy.
A tantalizing anomaly.
Where is it? It's demo.
The
Okay.
web serves.
There's nothing down there as well.
My visions showed this path, and many others.
Strike me again. See what happens.
Shame and dishonor.
I do what I must.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
The screen displays a message about the second elevator block being removed.
Two prayer halls. Okay.
Patience. My nerves are frayed.
Accessor amplifier chamber.
Okay. Okay, we're here. Base critical is 10. All hit above 95 is additional crit. Okay, yeah.
What is that? Oh, how intriguing.
That wasn't so difficult.
Unlocked.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Okay, so dead end here. Or it's not dead end, but I don't really want to go that way because I need to literally put wounds on my characters the first thing I do. And yeah, no, doesn't sound like a great idea to do the first thing when you enter a new floor. I'm putting enough wounds on my characters without me wanting to do it.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Oh, I got some goods. Okay. Have we missed anything? Let's go this one and see.
There will be no peace in my wake.
And see where we end up. Honestly, I don't know.
Do you see that?
What curiosity unveils itself before me?
He withholds his favor. Blood is my life. Death is my duty. Another step, another thread.
Use.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Unlocked.
Machine God grants the insight.
Would you look at that? The whispers told me a secret.
What? What did it tell you?
Just as I was taught.
Boom goes the dynamite?
Shame and
What
dishonor.
lies beyond?
The dirty, disheveled woman pays you no heed, lowering her head and looking at the ground with genuine interest, at something that either does not exist or is invisible to your eyes. Even at this distance you can detect the distinct smell of ozone, too fresh for this stuffy room reeking of soot and industrial lubricant. The woman raises a maimed hand and absent-mindedly runs its two remaining fingers through her matted hair. Kibella closes her eyes as if listening to something.
This tormented soul is beyond help. Grant her the gift of the Undying One while she still can accept it with gratitude. What an unexpected bit of advice. I can't believe it's coming out of your mouth.
I shall rid you of your agonizing existence.
With an unnatural roar, the psyche rears up. Her features are drooping, melting like candle wax. Her swollen lips part, revealing sharp teeth, and her bright orange pupils expand to fill her eyes completely. The psyche slumps to the ground, and the smell of ozone gives way to a disgusting sulfurous stench.
Over.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Okay. Oh, once I know
Curiosity
to that.
He withholds his favor.
in my veins.
Fatigue, toughness, agility.
Just as he ordained.
Service door, Technoman.
The dead know nothing. You love to
The
think.
stars are my canvas, and anarchy is my brush. Oh, what an amusing attempt at defiance!
Okay, so Pascal is first. Place him here. Then we have Idra. It's there. How far up? Octavia is all the way up there again, huh? Kibella is here.
Explorers know one route. Forward. The undesired known.
Yeah, he's all in the way in the back.
Running binary override.
What is this foreboding? Will do. But of course.
Predictable downfall.
Okay. Hopefully these two will go down. 11.
Was that you? Or on it?
19, 20.
Will do. But of course.
Kibella. Man Technomat, Man Technomat, Man Technomat.
I will leave footprints of scarlet. I shall not fail. Trust me.
Then we put that on you there.
The shadows will see it done. Death is a blessing.
Okay, and we now have that. Fair enough.
As honor ordains. Trust me.
Come on.
Caught by the web killing brings me no pleasure.
We have combat servitors. We have a ton of stuff here in the back. We're going to move here.
Living on the edge. You jest, surely. You've got a problem? I've got a price.
Nice. And
I can
Inquisitor's
do that with
Degree.
the right incentive.
And then we pop you.
A genius!
Is part of the trial.
A maelstrom of
Okay. That took out a majority of the things. And I... No, I can't. I have vision on you, but that's not going to do anything. I have vision on you as well, huh? That one would be like, that one isn't bad, honestly. You know, I'll take him out.
Another one is shattered.
This battlefield air is good for my lungs. I can do that. Whoa! I want a medal for that one.
I don't think you're getting a medal for hitting your targets, honestly. Only... That one has so much toughness, huh?
Don't get too cocky.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
And we're just going
It
to
will be
go at it with...
At your beck and call.
Oh yeah, I forgot these suckers
It
can
will be
take a
done.
beating, can't they?
I will do my duty.
Can take those out from here. That's interesting. Okay, I think we're going to go here then.
The air is filled with a putrid smell. Shadows start to bleed.
And then...
Light sources grow painfully bright. A feeling of terror grips your heart.
There's flames. Another one.
It's the combat servitors that actually are the rough ones, huh? Rest of the stuff is just falling.
Predictable downfall.
Okay, take that back.
Another one is shattered. Oh, flames! Another one. Step by step, I lead.
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
How much damage do you have on your 15?
None will stand against me.
A dance of blades and shadows.
Possessed cogitator.
As the tenants demand.
44 damage is actually kind of decent for you.
A moving target lives longer. You've got a problem. I've got a prize. Am I getting paid for this?
Oh, a genius at work.
Don't get too cocky.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
A tantalizing anomaly. Oh, a predictable downfall.
Okay.
that my blood?
Too bad. I'm still standing.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
That one as well. I was not ready
The
for
blood freezes in your veins.
Turn of fate.
the damn cogitators being something.
Was that you? Or anything else?
The air is filled with evil whispers.
My prescience has failed me.
Okay.
I bring mercy and retribution. I shall not let your soul be death. Is a blessing. The shadows will see it done. As honor ordains. As the tenets demand. I shall not fail. One foe or 100, I will kill them all. Killing brings me no pleasure.
You say that, but you murdered everything.
Stop mocking me.
Tell me, and it is done.
I know what is to come. Will do.
The gloomy premonition clouds the mind.
Jai Hedari. Remember the name.
170 burning on you and... You always miss those, don't you?
A tactically sound approach. Indeed.
It's that one.
It will be done.
Prescience has failed me.
War is my muse.
Can I? Nope, I cannot. Okay. But these guys should help down there as well.
Their voices will join my whispering choir.
A gloomy premonition clouds the mind.
Damage is manageable.
Oh, a wicked fate claims. Another one.
500 ignite.
The air is filled with evil whispers. Sounds become unbearably loud.
Pascal, you fucking badass.
Patience. My nerves are frayed.
Okay, plasma. We're getting to the point where we have enough. We're probably going to start throwing the plasmas and plasma pistols and stuff like that in cargo as well.
Unlocked.
Successful.
Where it grants demolition and tech use. What do you have? 10 tech use and plasma damage. New. Going on Pascal, I'm pretty sure. The free damage to plasma weapons at this point is not making a difference. It's not making a difference. Not at all, honestly. Where is it? It's on the gloves. Actually fairly clean gloves. There we have them.
The machine is functional, but heavily altered. You see redundant parts and crudely welded modules. Stinking oil oozes from the cracks, and the dashboard is covered with symbols of chaos. There is no doubt that all these manipulations were intended to change the purpose of the device.
The whispers told me how.
The cogitator screen flickers as if the system is suffering a power failure. You reach out and touch the control panel but quickly jerk your hand back. The device is coated in some sticky substance. You know enough to determine exact. Perhaps if you can extract the data crypts containing the scrap code, you will be able to study.
The device is
The
coated with.
cogitator's case is covered with scratched symbols and signs thickly smeared in a pungent oily mass. You spot tiny bubbles emerging from the gleaming metal. It is.
Examine.
Not only do the data crypt slots are occupied, 2 of them appear to be melted beyond repair, but you might extract the third one without incurring data loss if you successfully deactivate the logical network.
Yep.
You spend a lot of. At the same moment, the cogitator releases a data stick previously hidden beneath a protective panel, and the device drops to the floor right.
Break the
You smash the
cogitator.
control panel with the first blow and the cogitator
wasn't so
screams with the
difficult.
second.
There
No
be
one will be able
peace
to
in
use this
my
machine,
wake.
whether for good or ill.
Okay, so this area is also cleared. Okay, great. That means the stairs is the place we need to go. Okay. But that's going to be it for me today. We're not starting anything more, and we're not finishing this. We're probably going to finish it tomorrow. I do not know. I've had too many stinge of actually that exhausted tiredness, so I don't know honestly.
The injectors are filled with powerful sedatives, a sensible precaution that keeps the captives under the complete control of their tormentors.
We are taking liberty or liberty with war stuff. Wait, did we have that? Did we get it back? No, we didn't. We have the different heavy bolters. We don't have the precise one. Fuck's sake, that bothers me immensely. But I guess it should be some kind of repercussion for actually being such an asshole as I have been. So what I can't really say I did not expect it. I said it myself. It just wasn't ready for it to happen. I thought it was going to happen when we did like transfers. LT pattern? What?
LD pattern.
What does that mean? I don't fucking know. Anyway, we are going to save here for tonight. We're going to call it. I want to wish everyone a good night. I'm going pretty much straight to bed because my day starts at 5 tomorrow. Or closer to 6, but yes. Anyway, good night everyone. If you actually want to see this, this whole gameplay, this whole playthrough, it's on YouTube. Good night everyone.